Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline for Pixie Dust PhD, and in today's video we are going to be making the Woody's Lunchbox grilled cheese. This recipe was posted to the Disney Parks blog a few months back, and I thought we could have a fun time going through it together and seeing what it's like. I actually have not had the chance to eat the 3-cheese grilled cheese from Woody's Lunchbox in Hollywood Studios, so I won't be able to compare the taste even to a memory, but I'm sure this will be delicious, and so come along for a good time. The recipe I used is from this Cooking Up the Magic at Home series posted to the Disney Parks blog. It has all the ingredients you'll need as well as directions to make 4 grilled cheese sandwiches. I will put the link to this in the description below. Today, I'll only be making 2 grilled cheeses instead of 4, as it's just myself and my partner in our household, so we just don't need 2 grilled cheeses each. Therefore, for this video, all of the ingredient measurements you see will be half the amount as what was used in the Disney Parks blog. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the cream cheese spread, and for this I will be using a 1/4 cup of shredded cheddar. Here I just have some Wisconsin extra sharp cheddar, a 1/4 cup of cream cheese, as well as 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. I didn't have heavy cream, so I just substituted in milk. So to begin, I just measured out my cream cheese, and then I put this in a small food processor. I do have an actual food processor, but for this small amount of ingredients, I didn't think it would be worth the hassle of getting out. What you're seeing here is my Cuisinart Smart Stick. So this is an immersion blender with several different attachments. As you can see here, this one is basically a tiny food processor. So I went ahead and used that. So after adding cream cheese, I went ahead and added the 1/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. To thin out the mixture, I added 1 tablespoon of milk. Again, the recipe calls for heavy cream, but I just used what I had on hand. And finally, I added a bit of salt. Now all of the ingredients are ready to be combined, so I went ahead and pulsed them together. I used cream cheese straight out of the refrigerator, so it was pretty hard. If you had let this come a little closer to room temperature, I think this would have been much simpler. You may even just be able to mix it pretty well with a fork instead of having to get out any sort of blender. So now I am just prepping the cream cheese spread for later by putting it in a different bowl. And we will set this to the side. Next, we'll be making the garlic mayonnaise spread. For this, for 2 sandwiches, you need 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. You'll need 3/4 of a teaspoon of minced garlic, as well as a little bit of salt. To begin, measure out 1/2 cup of mayonnaise and then put that aside in a bowl. Now, I don't have any minced garlic on hand, and actually my partner and I both really enjoy garlic, so I'm not even going to bother really measuring this out to be the 3/4 of a teaspoon. Instead, I have 2 garlic cloves. I will remove their skins and then put them through a garlic press. And my minced garlic will go into the bowl with the mayonnaise, and then we'll add salt finally. And now you just mix until you feel like everything is evenly distributed. Essentially, it looks like mayonnaise. And it's finally sandwich time. So we have our pre-prepared garlic mayonnaise spread, our cream cheese spread, as well as slices of cheddar, slices of provolone, and then the recipe says to use artisan bread. Here I have a brioche, which is a really lovely, soft, buttery bread. So 2 slices of cheddar go on 1 slice of bread, and then 2 slices of provolone on your other slice of bread. The recipe specifically says to spread your cream cheese on top of the provolone, so that's what I'm doing, although honestly I doubt it matters. I've just used an offset spatula to make spreading easier. And again, if your cream cheese was room temperature, that would probably be even simpler. And then go ahead and assemble your sandwich. I pressed down a little bit just to make sure everything's stuck. And then on the top surface, I am spreading that garlic mayo spread generously. Be sure to get edge to edge. This will ensure a lovely crispy brown crust on that entire surface. For the second sandwich, I'm going to do essentially the same thing. There are 2 slices of cheddar and 2 slices of provolone, and I'm putting the rest of the cream cheese spread on. For the first sandwich, I tried to use about half, so now I'm using the last half. Now you could be done, but I've decided to jazz this one up, so I'm going to also add some caramelized onions as well as some fresh basil leaves in the middle of the sandwich. I considered frying up some bacon and adding that to the middle of the sandwich as well, but I was feeling a bit lazy, so just decided to go ahead like this. Once you've added all of your desired extras, go ahead and assemble the sandwich the same way and apply that garlic mayonnaise spread to one side of the bread. And now we are ready to grill these grilled cheeses. The directions say to brush both sides of the sandwich with garlic spread, but that seemed difficult to me, so I'm going to stick with just the one side. In preparation for grilling the sandwiches, I have a cast iron pan here, which I added some butter to, as well as some browned butter. That's what those brown bits are. It's those toasted milk fats from the brown butter. Heat until all of your butter is melted and bubbly, and then it's time for the sandwich. Naturally, you'll want to place your sandwich with the one side with the mayonnaise spread facing down, so it's in contact with the pan. You can see my partner hesitating. I would say do it with gusto. The directions also say to grill the sandwiches for 2 minutes on each side on a medium heat. I am more of a proponent of a low and slow situation with grilled cheeses, so it took significantly longer for me on a low-medium heat. Now, go ahead and spread some garlic mayonnaise spread on the other side of the sandwich. That way, your bread is all prepared and ready for when you are ready to flip. Achieving the perfectly brown and crusty, delicious golden sandwich that you're looking for will take a variable amount of time depending on how hot your pan is. So just keep checking on it, keep an eye on it. And when you take a peek, if you're satisfied with the color, get ready to flip onto the second side. Wait a few minutes and gently lift the sandwich to check the bottom to see if you've reached your desired level of brownness. If not, continue cooking. Once you're happy with your crust, remove from the pan and onto a plate. Don't forget to admire how beautiful both sides of your grilled cheese are. And since we're making 2 grilled cheeses, we will be repeating this process. Add some fat into your pan and then place your pre-assembled sandwich mayo side down. Then, go ahead and apply the rest of your garlic mayonnaise spread to that last exposed piece of bread. Here we're adding some more butter and some more brown butter for extra flavor. Check the bottom of your sandwich for desired level of brownness and crustiness, and then flip when you're ready. And then when you feel like the second side is done, go ahead and remove from the pan. Now we have both of our finished grilled cheese sandwiches. Typically, when I make grilled cheese, I just do butter on the outside and not mayonnaise. But after having done this recipe, I definitely understand why that mayonnaise spread is popular. I am 100% converted to adding mayonnaise on the outside of a grilled sandwich now. The crust you get is just spectacular, it really can't be beaten. Slice up your grilled cheeses. Obviously, I'm a fan of the diagonal cut here. There's no room for horizontal in this household. and voila, the fruits of your labor. When you grill low and slow, cheese gets so wonderfully melty. And in particular, the provolone does this beautiful stretch when you're pulling your sandwich halves apart. I could not have dreamt of a better cheese pull. Some tasting notes. I knew I would enjoy this because I love grilled cheese, but I was genuinely surprised with how freaking tasty this was. This grilled cheese was so delicious. It was by far one of the best I've ever had. The cream cheese spread is insanely heavy though, and after just eating one of these sandwiches, I felt incredibly full, so bloated. Both my partner and I were down for the count. After finishing our sandwiches, my partner said, I think I have the cheese sweats. It's like meat sweats, but from cheese. And I definitely said, I am cheese drunk. So this is not a light meal by any means. When I make this recipe again, I will probably use about half the amount of cream cheese just to make this a little bit less of a heavy meal. But unlike the Jack Jack Num Nums cookies where I think I would make quite a lot of changes, this was actually pretty close to perfect on its own. I will say that both my partner and I really enjoyed the second grilled cheese we made that had those additional items. The caramelized onions as well as the basil both really help cut through that very intense, fatty dairy feeling. I am glad in retrospect now that we did not add bacon because the sandwich was already honestly so filling and so heavy I wouldn't want to add another very fat-filled item to it. But overall, absolutely 2 thumbs up. This is something I could see myself eating pretty regularly and definitely making again. And now I know if I ever get the 3-cheese grilled cheese from Woody's Lunchbox in the parks to definitely not plan on riding Tower of Terror anytime soon after consuming it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much to all of my returning viewers and subscribers. And if you're new here and you liked what you see, I really hope you stick around and subscribe. If you want to chat about anything Disney, leave a comment down below, or you can find me on other social media like Twitter and Instagram at PixieDustPhD. Have you had this grilled cheese at Hollywood Studios, or have you made it at home? Tell me what you think about it. Particularly if you've had the one in the parks and one from home, how do they compare? I hope the rest of your day is absolutely magical, and we'll see you next time at Pixie Dust PhD.